Am I really that much to handle? Breaking these niggas down like a camel. You don't really to throw you up.
What's up, guys? It's your girl Brittany, and I'm back with another video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, all that. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not new here, welcome back. Y'all know how to give it up and get down. Y'all, I am so upset. Like, I'm literally cried. Like, I've been binge watching Sex in the City for like, I want to say every day for the past 2 months or so. Honestly, no more than 3. Like, it took me a while to finish the show because it was so much, but it was so good. What I'm telling y'all, I watched this show every fucking day. I'm not BSing. Like, I was literally obsessed with this show. Like, I still am obsessed with the show. Like, I'm really about to go back and rewatch this show again. Okay, that's how much I love this show. So Sarah Jessica Parker, regardless of what they say about you, you the girl, okay? Cause you did your thing with this show. So yeah, y'all have a lot. I'm gonna try to make this video not long, but I got a lot I want to talk about with this show. So let's just talk about it. So if you don't know what Sex and the City is, it's a show that surrounds 4 women, and they start off like in their mid 30s, and you know, of course, they age blah 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 throughout the show, but it basically follows around 4 single Caucasian women in New York, and that's basically what the show is about. 4 Caucasian women in New York. And I was seeing some videos, they were just like, they don't like how, you know, first of all, because yeah, I was watching a video and they were just like, oh, I don't like that her column is full of, you know, she's always talking about men. I'm like, did you not watch the freaking show? Like, that's literally what the show was about. The show was about them, but the show was mainly about their dating problems, about guys. You know, like, I know, and me, y'all, I'm a real girl feminist, whoop, but no lie, I really did not have a problem with this show so focused being about men, you know, like, I honestly didn't care. Like, there were 4 single Caucasian women in New York. Like, I really didn't expect nothing else. Like, but the thing is, while y'all want to talk, I feel like they sprinkled a whole bunch of everything in there. They talked about sexism, you know, feminism, of course, you know, men. They talked about miscarriages, abortion, LGBTQ plus, and it was a whole bunch of New York in there. They talked the lack of technology. I saw those in there. How free, like how you know, fashion, language. Like, I feel like it was a lot in there. Their sole focus was their dating problems, but I really do feel like their other side quest in their life was surrounded by other things. Like, every single thing was not about men. So it's just like, yeah. But yeah, y'all, this show, I honestly want to give it a 9 out of 10. Like, I really did enjoy it. So yeah, let's just talk about it. I wrote down 16 main thoughts, like thoughts that I thought of as soon as I finished the show. And y'all, this is what I came up with. 1, I'm glad that they stopped that whole, you know, when Carrie was stopping and everybody was talking to the camera thing. Yeah, I'm glad that stopped, because I really like hearing her voiceover rather than, you know, yeah, her sitting down talking to the camera. And then Miranda was talking to the camera. Everybody was talking to the camera, and I really kind of wasn't feeling that vibe. They did that the first few episodes of Girlfriends as well. Like, what's the sitcom thing was for everybody to just do their commentary in the camera. Like, I'm confused. Yeah, so I'm glad that stopped. 2, the reason why Carrie was so unhappy was because of her, and we gonna get into that. 3, I really do feel like their friendship was pretty solid, but their lives were just a mess. So 4, Samantha was the most likable. No lie. 5, Carrie's column was actually good, and I feel like I would have read it. Like, I found it interesting. Like, and I really do like how whatever question she asked was like the sole focus of like the episode. Like, I really, yeah, like it wasn't just random. Like, the sole focus of each episode was based on her column's question. So it's like we basically saw her at work, and I like that too. And we saw the motivations to what made her write what she wrote while she was at work. So yeah, I like that. And then 6, this show would not be able to air now. And I, in all caps, this show would not be able to air now. It was way too raw and free. It's like, yeah, these clips would not even be able to go viral on TikTok. Like, they would try to cancel my sis for all the stuff that she let go on the show. Me personally, I didn't have an issue with it. I found a lot of the stuff funny, but it was a lot of things I saw that I was like, ooh, this will not be able to air in 2024. 7, yeah, whatever type of riz or coolness Mr. Big had was completely lost to me after the first time they broke up and he started crashing out. Like, Mr. Big, like, I feel like they made, oh, you know what? We not gonna do it. Okay, 8, Charlotte. I hated how her only sole purpose that she felt like she had in this world was to like be a wife or a mom or whatever. It's like she literally had no type of identity other than that. 9, Miranda was just confused and angry and upset, and I'm mad that we never found out why. Like, we never really got into her background story. For 10, I have that Aiden was Carrie's best relationship. I was team Aiden. And then 11, I felt like Dr. Dude was Miranda's best relationship as well. 12, I put that Samantha had the best character development throughout the series. 13, I do enjoy the sprinkle of, you know, it was Charlotte's gay bestie. I can't remember his name, honestly. And then you had what was his name? Samson. Carrie's, you know, gay bestie. And I really like the fact that they didn't get along too. I like that too, because it would have been, you know, too kind of typical, like, oh, all the gays in the city get along. Like, I like the fact that Charlotte's gay bestie and Carrie's gay bestie, they was always at each other's neck like that, trying to one up on each other, like, I'm the best gay in the group, what's up? 14, I like how it showcased the New York vibe. Like, people, you know, like I said, I've been seeing a lot of comments on, I'm like, this show was definitely New York. 15, the fashion was trash. I saw a tweet, I was just like, oh, Carrie was stupid, but she always served the looks. I'm like, yeah, it was fashion, but did it look necessarily good? No. And then 16, the lack of technology in this show had me crying. Because I think at first, Carrie didn't even have like a cell phone. And I remember on the last episode, she had a pink cell phone. And it's just like, but let's talk about it. Let me talk about their overall friendship, the foursome. I honestly, like I said, I felt like their friendship was pretty solid. It was a whole bunch of weird stuff in between, but I feel like their friendship was pretty solid. But the thing about their friendship was Carrie was the glue. And with Carrie being the glue, everybody came to Carrie about things. Like, everything wasn't just brought to the table like, oh, y'all, this is what's going on. You know, sometimes they would call Carrie and tell her what's going on. And it'll be like, oh, don't tell the rest. So when they get together, it will just be, you know, kind of tension. And it's just like, what's tea? Like, I remember when, oh, yeah, because I remember when Miranda found out she was pregnant. And I think, Carrie was the first person to know. And of course they couldn't tell Charlotte because, you know, Charlotte was on her infertility stuff. So I remember when them sitting down and Carrie and Miranda, they was just looking at each other like every time Charlotte was just talking. And, you know, if I'm sure, yeah, like, what's tea? Like, you know, So that was one of the issues with their friend group, is Carrie was just the glue, and you know, she was just the person that held everything and everybody together, and she just had all the information. So sometimes when things came out, it would just be blurted out. It wouldn't be conversations. Miranda would just be like, oh, you know, yeah, I'm pregnant, and it'll just be like WTF. Like, they were all friends, but everyone's best friend was Carrie. And then another issue I had with their friendship was like a lot of, you know, like I said, with Carrie being the best friend, it was just a lot of sidebar stuff. Like, yeah, like a don't tell Samantha, don't tell Charlotte, don't tell Miranda. And it's just like, damn, y'all, I thought we was a foursome. Another thing, it was a few like jealousy moments in there. Like, I remember Charlotte being upset that Miranda was pregnant, and it's just like, why are you upset at me that I'm pregnant? I didn't get that. Like, my thing is, I get that Charlotte, she was going through infertility, she couldn't get pregnant and blah blah blah, but her crashing out at Miranda being pregnant was just like bad friend, because it's just like, she's being mad. Why are you mad at me that I'm pregnant? Like, that, she walked out the cafe like, oh my gosh, how could you? It's just like, damn, like, I was like, that shit was so stupid to me. Like, Charlotte, we'll get into her later, but I remember that. I remember when Miranda first had her baby, and Samantha wasn't really effing with it, and that was strange to me too. Like, y'all, they was not effing with Miranda being pregnant, especially by Steve. It's like, when Miranda got pregnant, Miranda peeped that Samantha wasn't even acknowledging her and her baby. I remember they were about to go to the Sailor event, and Samantha put Miranda in that car seat in that taxi so fast and said, girl, bye. Shit, Carrie barely wanted to be the godmother, and it's just like, these girls, I'm guessing they just wanted to live the young and turnt life so fast, and things got real when Miranda had a kid, and it was just like, ooh, we not really liking this. But with Charlotte, she just wanted a baby, that she was so upset that everybody else had a baby, and it was just like, damn. Like I said, I thought we was a foursome. I thought we can raise this baby together. And at the time, Miranda didn't give a F about Steve. So it's just like, you being mad at me that I'm pregnant is bad friend. Samantha, you being mad at me and not even acknowledging the fact that I have a baby next to me, bad friend. And Carrie, you not even wanting to be the godmother, bad friend. Like, what? Another problem in their friendship was that it was just no privacy between them. It's like, everything that happened in their lives were told, you know, to somebody in the group, you know, and it was exposed to the group, the whole group eventually. And it's like, it just left too much room for the outside opinions. And honestly, not like they were all good people to be taking advice from. So yeah, it just left too much room for outside opinions. And then on top of that, another weird thing in their friend group was the fact that they all wanted their relationship partner, whoever they were dating, to be super cool with their group. And it's just like, I'm not trying to hang with your friends, girl. I remember they used to be mad. It's just like, oh, you know, you did this to my friends. It's like, yo, when I'm dating somebody, your friends are non-existent to me. I do not want to kick it with you and your friends. I don't want to eat with y'all. And I damn sure don't want to be a part of y'all's clique or be eating and chilling with y'all when I don't have to. Like, what? Like she, in their relationships, it's like they just wanted, it's like they just wanted it to be a whole group and they just powwow. And it's just like, yeah, if I'm the guys, I'm not messing with this either. Especially if I know that you're going to their table and you're telling your friends that I don't even know how to get it up. I'm not hanging with y'all. Okay, one person I want to talk about though is Charlotte. Charlotte was honestly Honestly, I'm not gonna say Charlotte was my least favorite, but at the same time she was. Like, Charlotte annoyed me because she just had no identity. It's like she started off as like, yo, you know, I'm an art person, I want to have an art whatever, but I don't think, as far as I can remember, I've never seen that girl paint, draw, sculpt something, etc. Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I've been watching this for the past 2 months, so if something happened in episode 1, then I don't remember it. But yeah, it seemed like Charlotte, she thought her only purpose in life was to get married and have kids, and it's like, it was strange to me, honestly. Like, girls like that bother me. Like, it's nothing wrong with wanting to get married, wanting to have kids, but Charlotte, it's like she really thought her sole purpose was like, I need to have a kid, I need to have a kid, I need to be married, like I want this so bad, so this is what I need. Like, she wasn't even letting it find her. It's like any guy, like, honestly, Charlotte could have got proposed to 20 times in this show. Like, she probably would have married anybody that wanted to marry her just because of the fact that she wanted to be married. Like, it was at one point, it's like, okay, she says she wants love. And then another thing, Charlotte was hella judgmental, and she was judgmental, but she wasn't as out there as the other girls, but she used to be doing stuff too. Like, just the same girl that cheated on her husband with the gardener. She slept with Harry, you know, before she was married and in love with him. She slept with somebody episode 1 or 2. She showed her boob to somebody. Like, the list can go on. If I go back and watch it, like I said, I don't remember. But yeah, it's like she always used to be like, oh my gosh, you say this, you do that. But it's like, girl, you out there, you know, for the people at the bar, you out there, you know, even though, no lie, her getting her get back at Trey, I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't too mad about that. But it's like, girl, you didn't have to do that. We could have been judging you. But it's just like, Charlotte, her problem was she just thought that she was up here. She was better than them. She was like, yeah, like, I do art, I'm prom queen, I'm cheerleader, I was the most popular. It's like she had everything she wanted. You know, she had the nice smile, she had the hair, like she, like you said, prom girl, it girl. And it's like, her not being married and having a kid, like, she just really felt like she was incomplete. And instead of her finding her, she was just like, yo, like, where's my man, where's my man, where's my man, to the point where the first guy that proposed to her, after like 2 weeks of knowing her, she said yes. And what I'm telling y'all, that pissed me off so freaking bad. It's like, when she first fell in front of that taxi and Trey came out, I was just like, oh, okay, cool, this is about to be her new love interest. But when the marriage came 2 weeks afterwards, I was like, I know she is not that desperate, you know. And mind you, I'm not 30 plus, single, etc., so I don't know how that feel. But it's just like, I feel like even if I were, I don't think I would marry somebody after 2 weeks of marrying them. I wouldn't be like, oh my gosh, my eggs are getting sterile, I gotta, like, she was rushing her life too much for me. She was rushing it and forcing it, and it wasn't working. And it made her look, honestly, kind of stupid to me, because when the whole Trey thing happened, it's like, girl, you could have avoided all of this if you just would have waited a little bit more. Like, and if he would have proposed to her, and she would have said no, that would have been okay. Or if she would have said not right now, that would have been even better. Or if she would have said no or not right now, he would have been like, oh, okay, I'm leaving. Then that, she would have saved herself. But it's like, even if that would have happened, she would be like, no, I'm ready. Like, she just wanted somebody to love her and be with her so bad. And I hated that for her, because it's just like, girl. And then, oh my gosh, I really dislike Trey so much. And not even for his erectile dysfunction. It was how he was going about it. Like, him jacking to the magazine while she sleep, but you can't have sex with your wife is like, Okay. But he was able to be naked in the tub with his mom. And it's like, the fact that Charlotte saw all of this and she just didn't automatically leave, it's just like she just like, look, there's only so much somebody can take, so much weird and discomfort somebody can take before you just say F that. And I feel like Trey was just a walking F that. Cause one, the mama's boy thing. Then two, your mom is hella annoying. You don't want to talk. Like, Trey didn't want to do anything. Okay? Like, I think, yeah, he was a surgeon. It's like, he didn't, like, was he even at home with her? And then when they got divorced, that was so messy. And oh my gosh, the mom made it so hard for Charlotte to even get the house. And it was just like, yo, sis, all of this could have been avoided if you just would have waited. And it's like, honestly, I felt bad for her infertility, but I'm happy that she did not have a baby by him. Like, I really did not want her to be stuck with that. Honestly, I didn't even want her to be married to him from the get-go. It's like, I was honestly celebrating her divorce process. And it's just like, girl, because this is why you do not marry somebody after knowing them for 2 weeks. Because you do not know this man. You did not know that he was crazy. His mom was crazy. Like, they was taking baths together and a whole bunch of other weird shit. And I was just happy that that was over. But I saw a lot of growth from Charlotte after her divorce. Oh, and let me say this, because I remember this clear as day. Charlotte, I feel like Charlotte kind of knew she felt stupid in her marriage when she had to quit her job. It's like, sometimes when you tell people things and you know you gotta hold it back, you know it's something that you kind of embarrassed of. Like, I remember when she was telling people like, oh yeah, Trey told me to quit my job. And it was just like, why? Like, you're quitting your job because Trey told you to quit your job? Like, is that the reason why you're quitting your job? And I remember when she was interviewing somebody for it and they asked her, like, oh, why are you quitting your job? And she just happily said, yeah, you know, my husband. And the girl that she was interviewing was just like, why'd you quit your job? Basically. And Charlotte was just like, yeah, you know, she had to lie and throw something else in there. Like, yeah, start a family. And it's just like, still, why are you quitting your job? And she just, you know, was kind of looking like, oh, yeah, you know, my husband. And it's just like, girl, like, he was just, and that's what I mean when I said she just didn't have no identity. It's like, if Charlotte was stronger mentally and emotionally, I feel like she would have been a better character. But it's like, she was just so weak in many aspects. And it's like, she was so like, ooh, like, I'm prom queen, I'm that bitch. But like, it just screamed insecurity to me. Because it's like, girl, do you, like, are you not enough for yourself? Like, for real. Like, I really wish Charlotte felt like she was enough for herself to the point where she didn't even need to put herself through all this just to be and the thing is, she wasn't even happy. It's like, she just wanted to be married. It's like, she just wanted to say, I'm married, I have a baby. Because like I said, she had everything else. Like she said, I'm prom queen, I did this, I have everything else, but I just don't have my man and my kid. It's like, that's just all she wanted. But I'm happy when she got divorced, I saw a little bit of character development after she, you know, she crashed out and went through her thing. Because by the time she met Harry, she actually found something real. It's like, Harry was honestly the only person in her life that cared about her. And yeah, and I honestly liked Harry for her, even though physically, you know, appearance wise, it was just like ill, but he was honestly good to her, good for her. And even with this whole infertility stuff, like, he was there for her with it. He held her down, he didn't judge her, he helped her. His family stayed out the way. You feel me? We don't even know who his family is. But my only weird thing about this is her converting to be a Jew for him. It was just, but I'm glad it ended up working out for them, because at first I was just like, first of all, and this is what I mean, she converted to be a Jew before, well, he said he couldn't marry her because she wasn't a Jew, but it's just like, at first she converted to be a Jew and then they broke up. So it's like, then I was mad at the fact that she was stuck being Jew and she didn't have to be. But I'm happy that she ended up getting her man at the end, because like I said, I really like Harry for her. He seemed like he was super sweet, and it seemed like their relationship was pretty solid. And like I said, they had love. It wasn't one of those things where it was just like, oh my gosh, like I want to be married. It's like they loved each other enough to be married. So I'm actually and then at the end it's like they got dogs, and yeah, they're about to have a baby. Not she's pregnant, but she able to adopt a baby. So I'm honestly happy that Charlotte got her happily ever after. I'm happy for her. Then let me talk about Samantha. Samantha was my favorite part of the show. She was the comic relief. Honestly, no lie, everybody in the show tickled me. Everybody was funny. Everybody. I mean that when I say that. Every character on this show gave me a little yeah. When it comes down to Samantha, she was the realest on this show because of the fact that she was freely herself and didn't care, and she was realistic with situations. Like, Samantha was the only person from day one. Like, Carrie was just like, let's start having sex like men, and Samantha just like, oh, say less, been there, done that. And but you know, since you said it, I'm gonna just keep doing it. Like, Samantha didn't care. Samantha said, I'm about to live in my truth. I'm a HWORE. But if Samantha were a man, would y'all say that she's a whore? And let's clock that tea, because literally this is how this all started. Like, she's saying, like, you know, men are terrible. They just go around, they sleep around, they're not emotionally attached and blah blah blah. It's like she was writing about dudes, you know, just sleeping around, but she was getting this information from Samantha too, because Samantha was always with the dudes, you know, and the dudes love, and that's the thing, the dudes loved Samantha. Like, it's not like they was just hitting and quitting. Like, they was trying to come back. They was like, this is like, when Samantha used to sleep with somebody, they used to be like, oh, this is the best head I ever had, or oh, this is the best I ever had. And it was just like, I used to be like, okay, Miss Samantha. Oh my gosh. But y'all, I wanted Samantha to settle down so bad. Like, I loved her whole journeys. Like, you know, having sex whenever, wherever. Like, that was cool. But I wanted her to settle down so bad. So when Richard came along, I was like, no lie. At first I trusted Richard. At first I really thought like, y'all, at first I really thought Richard was gonna be good for her. And then when she walked in on him eating the poom poom and she took him back, I was like, damn. Cause it seemed like, but you know, it was her boss, and it's like and the thing, y'all, this the thing about cheaters, yo. It's like you can spend every day with a cheater and they still freaking cheat. Cause it's just like, I was trying to think, when did he have time to do this? Like, even though she went, cause they worked, that was her freaking boss. And the only other place she went, cause and the thing is, the time when Samantha, my sis, was actually being loyal, she got shitted on, and I hated that for her. When I mean I hated that for, like, my heart broke for her, literally, because I just knew that after this, like, she was just gonna be back on her BS, that she was gonna go back to doing whatever. And I really wanted Samantha to find love, because it's just like, dang, girl, like, you can't just, you know, be ran through all day, every day. Like, but honestly, a lot of people like being single. A lot of people like hoeing, and they say it don't get tired to them. And it's just like, maybe Samantha was just one of those people. But her with Richard, it just seemed like Richard was more her speed. One, because he was rich, no lie. He was older, he was richer, he was kind of he was nice, honestly. But yeah, no lie, that's why I thought he fit for her, because he was nice, old, and rich. So when she walked in on him eating the poon, I was shook. And like I said, I just knew afterwards that she was gonna be back on her BS, and I hated that for her. I was like, oh my gosh. But y'all, nothing could have prepared me for Samantha ended up being with somebody 20 years younger than her. I didn't see that coming at all. Like, I honestly thought that they were honestly gonna continue to let Samantha just hoe around, and I didn't want that from her, but that's where I thought it was going after the Richard thing happened. So by the time Jerry Smith came along and she started feeling him, I was kind of like, okay, cougar vibes, but go off. But I loved, I'm not gonna say I hated the fact that she had to actually get something real and genuine after all these years from a guy that was freaking 15 years younger than her. I hated that. I loved that for her, but I hated that. Like, what? Like, y'all couldn't find anybody, like, I get that it was supposed to be a gag, because as y'all see, I'm clearly gagged, but it's just like, they could have put my sis with somebody her age, like, for real. Like, having her falling in love with this 15-year-old was like I said, I loved it for her, but I hated it, because it was just like, damn. But the thing is, Smith, Jerry, whatever, he was so good to her. He was so patient with her, and that's what she needed. Samantha needed someone that was patient with her, because yo, we never seen the backgrounds of how they grew up, but it's like Samantha, well, honestly, Samantha was a hoe because she liked being a hoe, but after the Richard thing, sis was just hurt. She was like, yo, I knew I was hoeing for a reason. Like, these dudes in New York are terrible. Like, clearly I feel that from the heart. Like, and y'all, I'm funny. And it's just like, yeah. And one thing that broke my heart this whole series was Samantha having cancer, though. And y'all, I'm so effed up. I really thought at the end, when Smith came, before he told her he left, I really thought he was about to find her and they're dead. I was like, oh my gosh, no, because everything was going too good in this show, and it's always some BS. So I was like, Samantha got cancer. I said, this boy about to come back from this movie and find her in this bed dead. She already done lost her. Like, y'all, I was like, I paused the TV. It took me a while to press play, because I was like, if he come in this house and find her bald, dead, I'ma write the angriest email to Sarah Jessica Parker saying F you, girl. But I'm glad that as it comes to Samantha and this cancer storyline, that it was just like, oh, okay, I have cancer, I'm doing chemo, and it wasn't like, you know, we didn't see like a decline of her health or anything. But like, y'all, I almost cried though when Smith came back, and he's just like, I came back early, I gotta tell you something, I love you. I was like, oh my gosh, because look, like I said, the fact that she is getting so much out of this little man, it's like she is gagged herself, and it's like, I'm just glad she needed somebody like him, really. Like, I thought it was gonna be Richard, but F him. I'm glad Jerry came in and he played superhero and he saved my sis from the whole life. Yo, I'm glad that she was able to like open her, because I knew she had it in her. Like, I really knew Samantha had a heart in her. But it's just like these guys, and the thing is, it just took the right person, because it's like sometimes these guys will be trying to chill with Samantha afterwards, but she was the one like, yo, this is a hit it and quit it. Get out. Like, why are you trying to chill with me? It even took her a while to hold Jerry's hand. His hand. She was jacking that every night. but she didn't want to hold his hand. He had to walk her through this. And the fact that he was so patient with her was killing me. I was like, that's Jerry. Like, y'all, this man was like 25. He was on peak a movie star. He had men and the women on his thing coming after him. But he wanted our sis Samantha. Y'all know why? I was seeing I wasn't seeing a lot, but I was kind of reading a little bit of Miranda hate, and I'm on here to defend her because the fuck, why? Like, one, what I can say, what I do agree with is one, I did think the role Miranda was going was lesbian. I did think that, no lie. I was judgmental, just like y'all, no lie. But she tried. They did make her date a girl, and it didn't work out for her. Cause when that didn't work out, even the interaction with the woman, it was kind of like, but at first I was like, maybe she'll grow into. Oh my gosh, y'all! Speaking of lesbians, when Samantha had her little lesbian thing, I'm honestly happy that didn't go through. Like, Samantha being a lesbian was just another, like, I'm glad that was just another, like, her, like, girl, she just be doing anything type thing. Cause they had Samantha in a lesbian relationship, and this was her first, like, and she wasn't even a lesbian, and they low-key had her being the top. I didn't like that. I didn't even like her being a lesbian, period. I was like, yo, like, and at this point, like Samantha said, she was like 40 something. It's like, girl, no lie. I'm not saying sexuality is something you try at a specific age, but it's like, like, she was like in her 40s. So her magically turning lesbian after having sex with 50 million different guys was just kind of like a weird thing to me. Was that they were trying to revamp her character, and I didn't like that. Like, I'm glad that didn't fall through. But back to Miranda, I remember when Miranda dated a girl and she didn't like it at all. Like, Samantha dabbled with it. Miranda didn't F with it at all. Like, she faked that thing and she was just like, yeah, no, that's not it. So, but when it comes to Miranda, honestly, Miranda was just confused. And yeah, Miranda, she was just confused and she didn't know what to do, honestly. And that's what I get from her, because it's like she just had a whole bunch of thoughts in her head and she just didn't know how to vocalize them. So she was just always just angry, aggressive. But it's like, when she came out and admitted things, it's like, oh, you know, that's how you feel. One thing I can say, I feel like Miranda is the way she is, and she has to be. Of course, everybody is the way they is because of this, but Miranda is the way she is because she probably had a effed up relationship with her mom. She mentioned her mom a few times, and it wasn't, I remember even when her mom died, it was like she was upset that her mom died, but yeah, y'all get what I'm trying to say. Like, Miranda and her mom must have had kind of a really not so great relationship. And then it's like she had other siblings, and it's like, where the hell were they? It's like, no wonder why the girl was upset. Like, you know, damn. And then when it comes to her dating life, no lie, her dating life was just like, she just didn't know what to do. She didn't know how to vocalize what she was feeling. And I really do feel like if she would have said a lot of how she's feeling, then she could have avoided a lot of stuff, honestly. Like, I think the first dude she was with, what was his name? Skipper. He looked like his name was Skipper, honestly. And she did him so wrong until she saw him with somebody else. And it's like, even when she saw him with somebody else and she tried to get back, she didn't even vocalize to him. She just started being nice to him again. It's just like, bro, you be mean to me every time you see me. Now you see me with somebody else and you happy now. What's tea? Of course, and then Miranda, she was very successful. Well, honestly, it seemed like her and Samantha well, I'm not gonna say nobody else was successful, but it's like we saw, you know, I ain't even gonna talk about their jobs. We ain't even gonna go there. We ain't even gonna go there. But Miranda specifically, she seemed as if she was fully invested in her job, and I like that for her. We love a working woman, and she was just the type where she just like, she didn't want to depend on anyone. Like, she wanted to have her little fun, but she didn't want to depend on anyone. So yeah, she didn't want to wait for any type of security, like marriage. Honestly, it's like she wanted that, but she didn't want to wait for that type of security, you know. So, you know, sis, she worked every day. Like, she was a workaholic. I remember when, after she got pregnant and she cut down her hours, she was like, can I only work 45 hours a week? And it's just like, damn girl, how much were you working before? And then it's like, she was always working, but it's like, you was outside with your friends every night. So it's like, I stand. Like, I don't know, I don't like all the Miranda hate. I liked her sarcastic attitude. No lie, Miranda was a bitch, but I liked her, y'all, no lie. Like, her relationships were trash, but I really do feel like Miranda just had issues expressing her emotions. Like, don't we all agree? Like, but no, for real, I do just feel like Miranda, she just didn't know how to say, hey, I like you. But bruh, my worst Miranda moment, and I almost came through this screen and slapped the color off her damn hair when she asked Steve to marry her. When she asked Steve to marry her, yo, when I'm telling you, I had my remote, I heard it, I clicked, I paused it, and I just had to sit like this, like, what the hell just happened? Like, I know y'all on good terms, y'all cool, but it did out of everything, you asking him to marry you? Side eye, bombastic side eye, cause sis, that was not how that was supposed to go. It's like, you already done gave the man a kid. He can at least ask you to marry him. Like, seriously, her asking Steve to marry her, even though he was just like, yeah, let's do that. It's like, of course he's gonna say that. Like, when it's like guys, Miranda, she didn't know how to express herself, but when she did, it was stupid. Like, even the way when she came out and told Steve that she liked him again when they was in the laundry room at their son's birthday party and they was just making out and both of their other partners was in the other room, that shit killed me. Cause it's like, bitch, if I'm Steve, I come and pick up your son every freaking day by myself, and now we at a birthday party, our son's birthday party. You got your boyfriend in the room, I got my girlfriend in the room. We go get the cake, and out of nowhere you wanted this the time you confess to me that you're in love with me and that you want to be with me. Like, yo, I was gagged. Like, I really wanted Samantha, and the thing, I'm not Samantha, I keep saying Samantha. I really wanted Miranda to be happy, but honestly, at first, I really didn't think Miranda wanted herself to be happy. Honestly, like, I honestly feel like it took her a very, very, very long time to figure out what she wanted, which it did, because she didn't find out what she wanted until afterwards. It's like, and honestly, I kind of had a feeling that her dude was gonna be Steve. I was hoping it was gonna be Dr. Dude, the black guy, but I was like, they probably not gonna let Miranda marry a black guy. I was like, they probably gonna let her dibble and dabble with the chocolate, you know, get it. But y'all, when she broke up with him, honestly felt like him crashing out was valid, like dead ass, because it's just like, if I, like, honestly, he didn't do enough. Like, I know he couldn't beat her up or anything, but honestly, if I was him, I would have at least beat Steve ass. Because it's like, y'all, because it's just, and then honestly, well, Steve's girlfriend was kind of irrelevant, so we can take her out. But it's just like, if I'm Dr. Dude, I'm just like, yo, I meet your baby daddy. Y'all, you got me around him, and the whole time you got me around your baby daddy, you saying you like me, but you still in love with your baby daddy. Why the hell are you with me? I'm sitting here, he done got this girl courtside tickets, telling her he loved her, being nice to her, and Miranda, and the thing is, he was so right for her. He was so right for her. It was like, even she said it too. It was everything she could have wanted. Her heart was just with Steve. Because it's just like, when her and Steve lived together, all I remember is him having boo-boo with his drawers. And it's just like, after that, I wouldn't have gotten pregnant. I wouldn't have never, like, y'all, honestly, if I found doo-doo in a guy's drawers as I was doing laundry, I honestly don't know what I'll do. I'll probably kill him, because it's just like, why are you pooping? And the thing is, Steve, he didn't have like boo-boo, like he had boo-boo in his drawers. Like, he didn't have like no skid marks. Like, he had a straight up shit. And it's just like, and the fact that and it's just like, yo, was this in the clean basket that I'm taking out the dryer? Like, how did they not get this? Like, what? Honestly, I would have been done with Steve after that. Like, you gotta get out. You boo-boo on yourself. You gotta get out. Like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And it's like, for some reason, her heart was really with Steve. And it's like, I'm guessing they like matched each other's freak or whatever. But it's just like, I really don't know why she didn't, end up falling for Dr. Dude. Y'all think I keep saying Samantha. Y'all think Miranda racist? She just did want to marry a black guy. But yeah, I remember when old dude crashed out. He kind of broke their TV, and he was on the stairs mocking her. I remember he told them they couldn't take the elevator, and it's just like, honestly, Dr. Dude, he deserved. Oh yeah, I remember when Steve went to confront him, and he was just in a room with all those girls. Like, he deserved that, because it's like, Miranda really played in Doctor's face, because it's like, bruh, if you was still in love with your baby daddy, why did you even bother me? For real. But then afterwards, when her and Steve did end up getting back together after that, they seemed like they were pretty solid. They were raising their kid. They had took Steve's mom in. They had got a house in Brooklyn. So it's like, I was happy for her happy ending, because like I said, it took her a while to kind of figure out what she wanted, what made her happy. She didn't even like being a mom at first. She did not want that baby. Like, especially when she was even having sex while she was pregnant. She did not want that damn baby. But afterwards, and then when she was going through like the single mom stuff, yeah, she was definitely on some other stuff. But I'm actually happy, even though the way it came out was stupid. Like, I was happy when she finally did admit to Steve, like, hey, I'm in love with you, and they got together, because bruh, their little tension was pissing me off. It's like, I wanted her to work with the doctor, but for some reason Steve just had a hold on her. But it's like, I'm glad she ended up getting him at the end, but I'm still mad that she asked him to marry her. That's not cool. That's not. Then honestly, we have Carrie, and y'all, honestly, usually I don't like watching shows where I don't like the main character. And honestly, Carrie I liked her as the main character, but she just was not likable. Carrie was literally the definition of just miserable to me. No lie. She was just someone, I say she's miserable because she claimed that she didn't like drama, but she honestly liked all the drama in her life. Like, Carrie started all the drama in her life, intentionally and unintentionally. Like, she literally started all the drama in her life, like, for real. Like, the only good thing Carrie had going for herself was, you know, she had a lot of shoes. And honestly, like I said, her column was actually really good. Like, I was happy for her when it actually turned into like a book or whatever, because it's like, she did put a lot of time into her column, and she actually lived these experiences. And honestly, that's probably what made me like the column even more, is that it was raw, it was real. And reading the column and not knowing the character, if I were to just read the column, I would think that, okay, this is a raw ass person, because this person is clearly showing the confusion between themselves and dating within New York. But it's like, when you go to Carrie as the character, she just doesn't admit that she's lost, confused, and doesn't have it all together. Like, in her head, it's just like, oh my gosh, like, what are these guys doing wrong? But it's just like, girl, you're what they're doing wrong. Like, you know, you're an idiot. Do you know that, girl? Like, like, y'all, like, I'm gonna have to do a whole separate video on her, Mr. Big. But for a quick synopsis, on my opinion, no lie, I'm glad that y'all, unpopular opinion, I'm glad that Carrie and Mr. Big ended up together. Sorry. Do I ship them? No. Do I think they're good together? Kind of. Did I want better for my sis? Yes, but I'm honestly glad Mr. Big and Carrie ended up together, because honestly, it seemed like that's what she wanted the whole time. Like, Mr. Big has been with us from season 1, episode 1, and he was with us all the way to the very, 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 very end. Clearly, he wasn't going. And it's, y'all, every time I thought Mr. Big was gone, he would come back. Her in a relationship or not. Every time I just thought we were done with him, he would just return. And that, oh my God. When I'm telling y'all, it used to grind my gears. It grinded my gears so much. I was at the point where I was just like, yo, let's just keep him. Let's keep him here. Like, why is he coming back and forth? Like, let's put, like, you know, let him be the 5th girlfriend. Because clearly she is not about to leave Mr. Big alone. And honestly, I'm so confused on why. It's like, he was not good to her. Like, she basically had to force her love on him. Like, literally. And it was honestly kind of sad to see. But like I said, y'all, the thing is, she enjoyed this. Her in this whole Mr. Big saga, she enjoyed this. She enjoyed every second of chasing him around. She enjoyed every second of her forcing him to love her. She enjoyed every second of him even rejecting her and telling her that she's not the one. She popped up at this man's church to meet his mom after he was just like, no, I'm not ready for that. She just like, boy, F you is my man. I'm meeting your mom. I'm going to this church. He's just like, nah, I don't want you. You do want me, because I want you. And you're going to be with me. Yeah, I'm married. I don't give a fuck that you married. I'm in a relationship. Let's get together now. Like, what we gonna do? Oh, you don't want to go to Paris with me? When you come back, I'll be here waiting for you in New York. Oh, you brought a wife back from Paris? You married her? Why you didn't marry me? But it's okay. I'm gonna still sleep with you anyways, because you're Mr. Big and I love you. Like, I didn't get it. And it's like, whatever coolness or riz or whatever he had after season 1, that was gone. Like, he wasn't cute anymore. He was bad to her. So it's like, her and her Mr. Big obsession literally grinded my gears. was to the point, like I said, I'm happy they ended up together. Like, I'm so happy she ended up with the person she wanted to end up. And it's like, honestly, I'm happy. What? Yeah. But I will say this. I don't think Mr. Big honestly like hated her. He just didn't want to be with her. But I hated the fact it seemed like he wanted to be with her when she was, honestly, no, I can't even say when she moved on, because she never moved on. She just went to somebody else. Like, she never literally moved on, like, emotionally. Like, regardless of who she dated, Mr. Big was just always in the back of her mind. And it's like, he knew that. He knew that. And he took advantage of that. And it's like, I feel like he was toxic just like her. And yeah, like, honestly, now that I think about it, Mr. Big and Carrie, they deserved each other. You know how people say, oh, match my freak? Like, they matched each other's freak. Like, they were both toxic. They both cheated on their partners with each other. And it's like, they both came back to each other. But it's just like, she allowed it. She allowed it. Because it's like, he didn't end up fighting for her until the end. She was always fighting for him. When he was about to have his heart surgery or whatever, she was devastated. And it's like, he would show up for, like, I remember when she had like her little book thing and he showed up in the crowd. I was just like, okay, that was, but I know why. I was kind of like, okay. It's like he didn't like her. It's like he didn't, honestly, I don't know if he loved or liked her, honestly, but it's like, I just know he didn't start really wanting to be with her until the end, and I didn't like that, because it's just like, why could you just not be with her from the beginning? Like, duh, hello. Like, why do you want to be with me now? Like, but of course but honestly, Mr. Big was probably like, yo, let me take my time, because clearly Carrie's always gonna be here. And that's exactly what happened. It's like, this dude done got married, divorced. Yeah, told her that he didn't want her, moved to Paris, moved to LA. Mr. Big was living his life. And I'm guessing at the end, he just like, damn, you know, maybe I really do like Carrie. Cause it's just, but like I said, I'm confused by him, because it's like, I don't know if he kept her around because she was accessible, or if she was easy, or if he really liked her. But I know he didn't love her until the end. Like, she loved him in the beginning. He didn't love her, but he started loving her at the end, but she just never stopped loving him. So he looked up. So it's just like, yeah. So, but y'all, I should have known. I was really hoping they were not gonna end up together, yo, but they did, and I hated that for her. Like, no, you know what, like I said, I love that for her, because clearly that's who she wanted, because Aiden was perfect for her. He was good to her. He was patient with her. He even let himself get cheated on by her and come back, and she still messed him over. It's like, Aiden was a good guy. Like, I'm trying to think, what were Aiden's flaws? I know he had a dog and he was friends with Steve. Like, that's a red flag. Him being friends with Steve would have been enough where it's just like, ooh, you know, the dude with the shitty jaws? I can't talk to you. Like, Aiden was real good for her. Like, I was happy when she ran into Aiden and he had a baby. He was like, oh, my wife is inside the store. Like, yeah, she was kind of gagged when she saw him with that baby. She was kind of like, oh, she was like, oh, Aiden, nice to see you. And it's just like, if I Aiden, I'm like, yeah, it's nice to see me. Like, this, like, not even on this could have been you. Like, she didn't deserve Aiden. He was too good for her. And I like, yeah, he was too good for her. And the problem was, Carrie was just toxic. And she wanted somebody that was going to entertain her toxic and be toxic with her. And that just wasn't Aiden. Mr. Big knew she was toxic and he entertained all her shenanigans. And that's what made her like him more. That he just entertained all of her shenanigans. Like, literally. Like, they would have a fight, leave, and 2 seconds later she'll be back. And he would like that. Aiden, he didn't like that. He didn't like all the confusion, all the emotions going around. Like, he didn't like that. Yeah, if I'm Aiden, I'm just like, yeah, go get Mr. Big to do it. Get somebody else to do it. And then by the time she met her last boyfriend, Petrovsky, y'all, honestly, when she met Petrovsky, I honestly don't even know what she was doing. It was just the definition of, girl, you just be doing stuff because what? Like, one, besides the fact that him being older, like, I get their values didn't align, and it's like she was putting that aside to what? Be in a relationship. Like, she had a little Charlotte phase, because it's like, girl, you done moved to Paris, you don't know French, you barely, I mean, not barely, you moved to Paris, you don't know French, you don't know anybody, and you don't. But I blame Carrie for this whole Petrovsky thing, because he made it pretty clear who he was in the beginning. He did not lie to her. He did not say any of that. He just like, yo, I'm an artist. This is what I do. I'm working on art. I'm working on my museum. I live in Paris and blah, 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 blah. So when she got to Paris and she actually saw that he was who he said he was, she was shook. And it's just kind of like, damn, like, yeah, I really do feel like he made it pretty clear who he was. So when he was out and he was painting all day, every day, working on his thing, and she was just in the bed by herself or walking around Paris upset, I'm just like, why is she upset? Like, did he not tell her that he was gonna be doing this all day? And then when Carrie had met Petrovsky's ex-wife, I feel like that was her determining factor. Like, yeah, I don't want to be here with him. Because honestly, after talking to the ex-wife, and the stories are kind of matching already, and she been married to this dude for 6 years, and you only been with this dude for 6 months, and the fact that y'all can relate already was like, yeah, girl, leave. Like, go get Mr. Big, cause yeah, this ain't working. Then on top of that, I'm alone in Paris. Then y'all, oh my gosh, y'all, when Mr. Big showed up in Paris, like, yeah. Like, y'all, I was just so like, oh my gosh. But like, hey, I'm happy that Carrie got the ending, the man that she wanted, okay? Mr. Big, y'all, and Mr. Big's name being John at the end killed me, because it's like, and y'all, no lie, the whole time I was watching this show, I was like, why are we calling him Mr. Big? Like, what is this dude's real name? And why did they call him Mr. whatever too? Like, what? Like, what is this dude's name? Like, what are we, like, is this? And that's why I said, I wish we knew his real name. Like I said, he lost his Mr. Big rizness, like, literally season 1. So it's like, yeah, where's John? Like, you're not even Mr. Big rich. Like, nah, you don't got it like that no more. You ain't that dude. Like, where's John? Like, yeah. So when I saw that at the end, I was just like, this was the big name reveal. Like, y'all could have kept this. Like, I thought it was gonna be Jaquan or something. Like, something ghetto or risky. Like, what? Like, but I'm happy that Carrie got the man she wanted. I'm upset at the fact that it took her 5 seasons of her chasing the same man for her to get the man that she wanted, which is the same man that she chased, by the way. Yeah, but it's like, girl, if you like it, I love it. I really wish it was Aiden, but Aiden was too good for you. Carrie was her own self-sabotage, so it's like, I hope her and Mr. Big are living happily ever after in Sex and the City fairy tale land. So, yeah. But yeah, y'all, that's all I have for right now. Y'all, I'm fresh off of watching this show. I'm probably about to, like, write somewhere else and figure out what topic I want to talk about next, because, yeah, y'all, like I said, unpopular opinion, I'm glad Mr. Big and Carrie ended up together, and maybe I'll elaborate that on more in another video. So yeah, until the meantime, just make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, share, all that.